Hello everyone, welcome back. Coach Fury here, and we're back today with the Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 17 Let's Play series, the LA Lakers or LA Waves. And I haven't played this for a little while actually, and it appears we're in the free agency period. I think we've just gone through the off season. Looks like we didn't make any draft acquisitions as such. Done the summer league, and we're now looking at acquiring players obviously to add to our roster. So as you can see here, we've only got about 5 players actually signed on, all on pretty big salaries. We don't have any cap room, so it's probably going to be a bit of a quiet free agency really. I don't think we're going to make any drastic moves just yet. We might look at making some in the actual regular season. I think looking at the contracts of our of our players, we've got obviously Ellis, who's expiring, Gobert and Noel, who are both expiring, but both also extension eligible as well. So we've got lots of options we can make through this season, and hopefully this season will get us back in the playoffs again, and hopefully one step further to that championship. So having a look at the free agents, sort of looking at this a little bit blind for this episode, but looks like the top free agents are Harden, Simmons, Green, Love, Whiteside, Butler, Poitier looks like he's restricted, Turner, Horford and Co. So we're obviously not going to be targeting any of those. We're going to be looking for players who can hopefully fill a need for us. We will have our low exceptions and mid exceptions available, so we can offer a fairly decent salary to a couple of players to try and get them onto our roster. But I don't think we're going to put any bids in straight away. We'll see how this sort of fits, see where guys fall, and then we'll hopefully be able to acquire a couple of decent players here. I mean, I think I may have been last episode, or may have done this off of episodes, thinking about possibly making a run at James Harden, considering that Houston haven't been doing very well. But when I weighed it up and the salary that he would require, it would mean us moving quite a lot of, 2 or 3 of our better players to do that, and I wasn't prepared to do that. So it looks like immediately Ben Simmons has signed, so there's no surprise there. He's obviously one of the best players in this league. Philadelphia, I think, have been pretty solid with him so far, so a couple of immediate signings here as well, some lower key ones actually. So Saric has signed, Sullinger and Warren. Let's just go through, see once we start getting some of the bigger guys to fall. Hopefully some of the salaries will start to drop after about a week or so, and we'll see if we can pick up anyone. So I mean, I think for us, we'll probably be looking at just any sort of talent really. I think a couple of guys I was looking at was Ibaka, still fairly solid. He's obviously a good rebounder, good blocker. He'd probably help us solidify that front court. And then we probably need to think about getting another wing player, another backup guard, and then probably a small forward as well, just to round that roster out. Someone like Collison could be an option, but obviously he's probably going to get paid a lot more than we can afford. So we're just going to go through here a couple of days, see what happens, see if we can snag a couple of guys. So no signings there. Looks like James Harden, Dallas are offering big money. I think Dallas have got a lot of cap room, if I remember. Yes, they've got like 60 million in cap, so they're probably going to acquire 2 of these stars. I think that's what they're probably aiming for, which works out quite nicely for us. Nice to have another competitor in sort of our immediate vicinity, but I think we'll still be able to beat them because we've got 3 really good players. I think Wall, Ingram and Noel are sort of our key ones, and then Gobert's a really good player, obviously a good starter, and Ellis we tried to bring him in I think last season to give us that scoring punch, and he did a little bit. He did improve the position for us, but he's probably not really a starter now. He's probably more of a 6-man type of player now. So Reggie Jackson re-signed him Golden State, who have a ridiculous salary now. I think they're 50 million over the cap. So, not obviously they're all in as you'd expect, but paying some ridiculous amounts of luxury tax. So let's have a look. So Harden's still looking at Dallas. Are they targeting Green? No. Green looks like he's still going back to Golden State. looks like they're going for Love and Harden, which would be a pretty good duo for them. If any of the other guys drop their salary, so probably not going to look at Anderson. Holiday, what are you still looking for? You're looking for 10 million. So he could be a good option as a backup point guard, because he could probably play both positions for us, give us a bit of defence. So he's probably someone we could perhaps target. Strategic, no. He could perhaps be a solid backup guard. I mean, the point guard's a bit of a minimal position for us. We probably need to try and acquire some other positions before we look at point guard. I'm just trying to think of who we could use our MLE on, mid-level exception. So Capella could be a good option. He's solid enough. We'll see. So he shoots pretty well. Obviously all about the post game for him, so he could be an option. Biombo as well. Butler could go to Dallas as well, it looks like. Brandon Knows. I think we'll wait until Dallas actually makes some moves, because once they've cleared some of their caps, once they've taken some of that cap space they've got, some of these guys might not be looking at them. So let's go through another game, another day. Let's see what happens. I mean, I'm not really being too picky about this free agency, because I think there's lots of options available for us, for our space. So it looks like Harden's gone to Dallas, no surprise there, he was sort of their top option. Oklahoma re-signed Butler, so that's good for them. Miles Turner re-signing as well, and Josh Richardson signing there. So with Dallas, so I wonder whether we could get Ibaka. He'd probably be a nice option for us. What's he looking for? Okay, so we'll throw our mid-level exception at him, I think. Let's tighten the numbers. And we'll probably offer him a 3-year deal, but we'll select the 3rd-year team option. See if we can snag him on that. There's obviously other guys that I was thinking of, so Jonas, but I think he'll go for more. Chris Dunn's obviously a really interesting prospect, but he's looking like he wants big money still. So we'll try and see if we can get a backer, and then we'll look at what other options are there. Okay, so our backer's still considering our offer. That's good. Still Golden State top team though, so might not be able to get him. A lot of these guys still considering Dallas. They obviously still have some cap room. Brandon Knight's re-signed in Detroit. Collison's gone. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to afford him. Draymond Green's re-signed with Golden State, so their cap's getting ridiculous. Jay Crowder's re-signed. Grant, Covington, Holiday's re-signed as well for about 10 million, so we wouldn't have got him either. So, what have we got left? So Parsons is an interesting one, but it looks like he's looking for quite a bit of money. He's a pretty solid wing player. Capella's looks like he's... Okay. I think we're just going to keep it as is for now. Let's see if some other guys fall. Prince signing there. Love still considering at the moment. Jeff Teague. What's he looking for? Still 8 point. Okay. I mean, we could try for Jamal Murray. That could be an option. He's a pretty solid shooting guard. What's he looking for? 19 million. Okay, we're not going to be able to afford you. It's quite a deep free agency really, in terms of like, if you're not looking for a starter, you're just looking for some guys to sort of make your bench up. It looks fairly solid this year. Just looking at some of these guys, I think we should probably make a play at Evan Turner. I think he could be a solid bit on the bench for us, so we'll offer him a 2-year deal. Yeah, let's offer him a 2-year deal. Make a second-year team option. See if we can snag him cheap. That'd be nice. Still got our lower exception we could possibly throw at someone. Just trying to think of who we could try and snag with that really. Dwayne Wade's still there, 38 years old. So I think I'm tempted to try and put this one at one of the guards, I think. Do you know what? I'm just going to throw it in there. Let's see if we can entice him. Probably not, but it's worth a go. We can offer him fairly large, sort of that 2 years. Only 2 years you can offer him, no exception. Okay, so we'll offer him that. He'll probably reject it. I expect him to sign for more, but might as well whilst we've still got options available. Yep, so Love's gone to Dallas. So we didn't manage to get it back with our mid-level exception, which is a bit frustrating. Looks like he went for a little bit more than we were anticipating. So I mean, Chandler Parsons is possibly an option. Either that or Capella is probably not quite as good as a backup, but he still could give us an option. Don't think Horford's the right type of player we'd be looking for. Don't think we'll be able to entice him with it. Still looking for huge money. I wonder if we could get try and get healed. Possibly. Has he got any range? Not bad. Looks like he could be a value pickup for us. Developed quite nicely. We'll try. I think. We'll see. Oh, no, that one. That's it. And I'd be happy to offer him sort of the full length because of his age. So, and he'd probably be an easy one to sort of, if we needed to trade him on as a piece. If he's not going to be. There we go. That's it. I'll offer you the full length 4 deal for 4 years. What's that? 4 years? Yeah. Let's try that. See if we can get that. We also need to probably start thinking about what other positions we can get. Okay, so Parsons signed for more money. Capella went on mid-level exception to Milwaukee. Okay, so he's still considering our offer, so that's good. He obviously is restricted, so the chances of getting him are very slim. We'll see if we can target some other guys now who stand more chance of getting. So I think Dragic as a backup could be an option, so we'll offer you a offer you a 2-year deal with a team option. Bismarck, you can have that low level exception because I just want some more size in there really. We offer you a 2-year deal. You can come in for that. Eric Green, you could be a solid option for us. We'll offer you a 2-year deal. Why not? See if we can get you. We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping there'll be lots of talent left later on. The last few days of free agency, and we can sort of try and snag a few good signings there. So Hild went back for a tender offer, which is annoying. Wade's still going. Sign vote Homer. So we still haven't acquired anyone. Got a couple of guys considering though. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that. Offer you our mid exception, I think. Do I do that or do I? What else have we got fighting around really? Yeah, I think we'll offer you our mid exception for 2 years. Offer that with a team option. See if we can get him for that. I think we'll probably look at picking up. Bazemore seems solid defensively, so we'll pick you up if we can. Minimum offer. See if we can get you on a minimum contract as well, just for some size. Probably need a wing player as well. That's the thing, and a backup point guard. So we've got a couple of bids in for a backup point guard. We'll offer you our low exception. Why not? A team option there. See if we can get you. Ellen Crabbe, he seems like he could possibly add something for us on the bench. What's Harrison's bars look like? Not great, but you might be able to just fill a roster spot for us. Yeah, see what that plays out like. Okay, so we got Biombo, that's good. We didn't get Dylan right because he went for mid-level exception. That's annoying. So we need, looks like we've got a couple of days left. We probably need a point guard, some wing players. Okay. Point guard, yeah, we'll bring you in on that. CJ Miles, you can come in for minimum salary. Got anyone who's aggressive on defense? Ariza, you can still have a bit of an impact. We'll see if we can bring you in. Chalmers, you can be a sort of third string backup for us. Yeah, let's go with that. See if we can just get a couple of guys just to fill out our bench, really. Didn't look like we've picked up anyone who's going to really make a huge impact for us, though. Golden State, seriously, their salary must be nearly 200 million in this. That is crazy. Well, you could play the wing. You could play it on the wing for us. So we've got a couple of days left now, so we'll see how this pans out. Still haven't acquired anyone. Oh, Jefferson, you seriously can't play anymore on this. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so we've got a couple of people now. Looks like we've picked up Ariza, Mills, Chalmers, Cotton, which is good. We probably need another guard. Yeah, Joseph, you can come in and just play some backup minutes for us. We don't actually have a natural power forward at all. Yeah, Mia Johnson, why not? Just throw some money at you for a year. Yeah, why not? There we go, so picked up Corey Joseph. Still didn't pick up the natural power forward. Zubac still hasn't found a team. Moskov. Yeah, I think that'll do. Just see if we can get him. Yeah, cool. Okay. I'm fairly happy with that. I mean, it looks like we haven't acquired any real talent, but we've got some guys to make up the depth, really. I mean, I expect our sort of four guys that we've kept anyway to take a lot of the load off this team anyway. So just looking now to see if we can acquire a vet of some sort. Anyone of interest, but it doesn't look like it. Nah, doesn't look like there's anyone of interest left. Have we got enough roster spots? Let's have a look. Yes, we've got 12. So if we need to, probably want to see if we can bring one other guy in just in case we have an injury. Not particularly worried about what position they play. Just hopefully if they can just bring some sort of game with them. Got anyone who can sort of block or steal? That would be handy, just as a specialist type player. Yeah, go on. I'll give you a go. Go Andre Anderson. Let's give you a go. Yeah, that'll do. So it looks like we kind of hit and miss with free agency a little bit. We didn't obviously have the opportunity to pursue any of the top talented top talented players really in this this period, mainly because we've sort of got cap restrictions. We're just going to do some training camp now whilst we're talking, but so obviously the main aim was just to try and get some players who can fill out our roster and who can hopefully add a little bit and sort of cover injuries. So I think we've managed to do that. We'll talk about some of the guys we've picked up in a minute, but obviously we picked Biombo up with the mid-level exception, which I'm happy with. I've been looking at him for a little while on this Let's Play series. He's a solid defender, clearly. He's not going to give you 10 to 12 points a night. That's not his game. We're looking for him just to sort of fill up some backup roles behind Gobert and Noel, hopefully, for us. And then obviously in the small forward positions we've got Ingram, who's turned into a little bit of a star for us. Hopefully he'll continue to push on, and I think we brought on CJ Miles, wasn't it, to sort of help him out, and Ariza. So two guys who can basically have some fundamentals, play a bit of defence. That's pretty much all they can sort of give us. Obviously we've got John Wall at point guard, so the backup positions for our point guard, they're going to be playing minimal minutes, and we've brought in Bryce Cotton as the main guy to sort of do that. Looks like he hasn't had a little bit of many chances in this league, mainly due to his terrible shooting, but I haven't brought him in for his shooting, brought him in just for his point guard play, his ability to handle the ball really and play some defence, which I particularly liked. He looks like he can grab a couple of steals, so we'll see how he goes. He's worth a shot. If not, we've brought in Mario Chalmers, who is a pretty solid point guard anyway, solid shooter, so they'll be fine out for the backup position there. Shooting guard is a little bit of a hit and miss really. So obviously we've got Montrellis. I sort of mentioned that we probably wanted to put him into a 6-man role, but we haven't been able to, mainly because we lack of free agency options that we had. We did bring in Corey Joseph, who, to be perfectly honest with you, is pretty similar to Montrellis, so I might try and start him. I'm not sure what his percentage is like, so he's a pretty good shooter, so I might put him in the starting position and slide Ellis into our sort of second unit to give them a bit of a scoring punch, to see if that works. We don't have any D-League players, so we obviously haven't assigned any, as I've just done there. That kind of wraps it up for this episode really. Just a bit of free agency. I'll go through the D-League draft offline, and we'll come back next game and we'll talk about the start of the season and probably play for a game and see how we get on. But as always guys, if you enjoyed the episode, you're enjoying this Let's Play series, just hit that subscribe button and like button, and let me know if you're enjoying it and what you think I'm doing good or bad. It'd be great to hear from you guys.